AI Challenge. I would like to start the finals by thanking the jury members for supporting the Morocco IoT and AI Challenge and for honoring us with their presence today. We are so honored to have the privilege to organize this huge IoT and AI challenge in Morocco. The Morocco IoT and AI Challenge is more than just a competition. It's a movement, an international pan-Arabic digital transformation movement toward nurturing a new, young, and enthusiastic generation of Moroccan IoT and AI professionals. It is also a regional capacity building and pre-incubation program that will help the participants develop their tech skills, learn and test their abilities, and challenge themselves. It is also a huge opportunity to showcase their talents and to grow both academically and professionally. This challenge essential mission is to stimulate and help build the ecosystem supporting a Moroccan innovation-based economy through strategizing, facilitating, and promoting innovation and entrepreneurship. In today's event, the finalists will have the opportunity to pitch their ideas and present their IoT and AI projects in front of the jury members. The winners among the local finalists will be qualified to the regional finals that take place within the activities of the IEEE Global Conference on Artificial Intelligence and Internet of Things in Dubai. So it's time we start the Morocco IoT and AI Challenge finals. Thank you for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. Now I will give the word to Mohammed to introduce our first honorable guest. Thank you.
Thank you, Shayna. Greetings, everyone. Our first guest is Professor Dr. Mohammed Saidi. He's the past Dean of NCS, founder and past chair of the IEEE Moroccan section and the counselor of the IEEE NCS Students Branch. Dr. Saidi, we would like to thank you for attending the local finals with us. What a delight it is to have the founder of the IEEE Moroccan section here with us. We are very honored by your presence. Dr. Saidi, the word is yours.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. Well, first of all, good afternoon, everybody. It's a real pleasure to be part of the finals of the Morocco AI and IoT and AI Challenge. First of all, I would like also to congratulate all the members of the IEEE NCS Student Branch for the amazing job organizing everything. I really was impressed by the quality of all the webinars, the quality of the speakers you really managed to gather in framework of this Morocco IoT AI and AI Challenge. Of course, this is a good contribution to what the IEEE NCS Student Branch is doing in terms of activities, technical activities and social activities within the school, but also in connecting engineering schools in Morocco to international events and activities organized worldwide by different entities and organizations like IEEE. Another word also is of thanks to all the speakers. So I'd like also, as the counselor of the IEEE NCS Student Branch, to address my most sincere and warmest thanks and gratitude to all the speakers during the different sessions and webinars that took place during the last week and probably the previous week. I will not forget also the support of the school through the presence of Professor Karim Baina, my friend and colleague, who is representing NCS College of Engineering, and he was supporting also all the initiatives carried out by the student branch, and especially this event. I would like also to thank all the jury members that really did a great job evaluating all the projects submitted to the challenge during the last few days, and today I think we have the short list of finalists that will be evaluated to to get the finalists who will represent Morocco at the Arab IoT and AI challenge taking place within the next few weeks. But I would like also to add a few words regarding IEEE because, as it was mentioned, well, IEEE NCS student branch is a part of a global network of student branches and sections within different countries, more than 170 sections in the 6 or 5 continents worldwide. This is one of the very active student branches, I guess, here in Morocco, especially in terms of different activities that the student branch was carrying out during the last few weeks, starting from the IEEE day that involved a wonderful workshop on VR and AR that involves key technologies and key industries and startups providing all kinds of solutions in framework of VR and AR. Now with this, the wonderful organization of the IoT and AI Morocco Challenge, we have also another interesting and I would say groundbreaking initiative within IEEE. So the student branch just submitted a proposal to IEEE to organize the Global Smart Cities Hackathon for students. So the idea or the project was approved recently by IEEE board, and we are in the process of organizing the first edition of the IEEE Global Smart Cities Hackathon that will involve all continents, all student branches around the world. So I congratulate all the students of our student branch and also other volunteers from the student branch and also the supporting volunteers from outside it. Again, also it's an occasion to address my heartiest thanks to all the participants that believed in this competition, all the participants from different engineering schools and universities in Morocco that contributed with wonderful projects. I think that the participation in itself is a success in the endeavor of those students in developing innovative solutions and technologies in framework of IoT and AI that address different social challenges in different areas, agriculture, education, healthcare, and so on and so forth. It's also a networking opportunity for them to, either at the national level, but also at international level through this wonderful international network. So I would like just to conclude my speech by reiterating my thanks to all the organizers from the student branch, the wonderful team of volunteers of NCS student branch. Also, I'd like to address my thanks again to the different members of the jury, wishing them all the success in their job selecting the best project that will represent Morocco in the finals of this challenge. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Saidi. I'll now give the word to Shayma to present our second honorable guest.
Thank you again, Dr. Mohamed Saidi, for taking the time to speak to us today and for your support to the Morocco IoT and AI Challenge. Now I will present our second honorable guest, Professor Dr. Karim Beina. Professor Karim Beina is the Vice Dean Research, Innovation and Partnership at NCS. We are very honored by your presence with us today, and thank you for accepting our invitation. The word is yours, Dr. Karim Beina.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm very glad to contribute this afternoon to this challenge. So this dear founder of IEEE Morocco section and counselor of NCS IEEE students and colleague, Professor Mohamed Saidi, dear NCS IEEE students branch chair, ex-chairs, senior members and members, dear jury members, dear finalists, dear participants, dear colleagues, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for the invitation, and I'm glad to contribute to the opening ceremony of the finals of Arab IoT and AI Challenge, Morocco. We salute the great challenges taken up by all chairs and all committees of Arab IoT and AI Challenge Morocco, whom we thank and congratulate, and in particular, Kautar Shubari, Hatim Jamali, Jad Zahrawi, without forgetting all NCS IEEE students branch members who are doing a great job to organize this challenge in this pandemic context and to deliver it remotely and to be part of digitalization strategy and the new development model of our NCS 4.0 engineering school. We thank all challenge sponsors and partners for their support for the challenge. ITU, Global Innovation and Entrepreneurship, IEEE, Intel, and here in our NCS 4.0 development strategy, we place an important part in bringing together the two academic and industrial spheres in order to carry out joint research and innovation projects and contribute together to the continuous alignment of our training offer with the real needs of our country in engineers specialized in various emerging technological fields, so that this Grande École d'Ingénieurs becomes the hub of excellence and regional innovation in training and research in the digital sector at the service of society and meeting the real needs of the national economy. We are also changing the mindset and state of minds of NCS engineers from job seekers to job creators through young companies with high added value by training NCS students, engineers, masters, PhDs, postdoctors in entrepreneurship, business creation, innovation, and citizenship, promoting entrepreneurial initiatives by students and leveraging research valuation and technology transfer, and supporting NCS engineer students to move from idea to concept and from concept to achievement to marketing without forgetting the questioning phase. Of course, we are supported in this innovation strategy by a network of partners, advisors, entrepreneurs, and investors. Dear audience, the world in general and the academic world in particular is going through an exceptional period in its history today due to current COVID epidemiological situation that negatively affected economic and social growth. Despite this critical situation, crises are often a source of creativity and innovation, and at times industrial renewal, and constitute an exceptional opportunity to work on accelerating digital transformations based on emerging technologies such as cloud computing, fog computing, edge computing, mobile computing, big data, Internet of Things, 3D printing, augmented virtual reality, deep learning, robotics, and artificial intelligence. So the thematic of this challenge, artificial intelligence and IoT, meet in the middle, not only by keeping IoT providing smart and real-time reliable data to feed AR real-time data analytics, but the couple, AI and IoT, is the birth of a real disruption, incarnated in real distributed AI, distributed deep learning, swarm intelligence, fog computing, edge computing, local cloud deployment, etc. We are glad that all Arab IoT and AI Challenge Morocco topics are totally aligned with MCS and Mohammed V University in Rabat, scientific research, need pool innovation, and entrepreneurship strategy in digital transformation field. We fully support Arab IoT and AI Challenge Morocco innovation and entrepreneurship activities. We wish you a pleasant challenge and a lot of thinking, results, and impactful, disruptive AI and IoT-based innovations to improve human experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Karim Beina, for honoring us with your presence. Now I will give the word to the chair of the IEEE Student Branch, Kautar Shoubari.
Hello, everyone. Dear our member of jury, dear our honorable guests, dear participants, welcome to the Morocco IoT and AI Challenge. Let me present myself. I'm Kautar Shoubari, Chair of IEEE NCS Students Branch and IEEE Volunteer. This year, the IEEE NCS Students Branch has the honor to organize the Moroccan qualifications of the Arab IoT and AI Challenge. This latter is a local competition that aims to build and pre-incubate senior university students, high school students, and startups that have innovative ideas in the areas of Internet of Things and artificial intelligence and related fields. This competition is organized each year in Egypt, United Arab Emirates, Jordan, Palestine, Oman, and Tunisia. This year, we have the honor to organize the Moroccan qualifications, and we get too many submissions from different universities in Morocco. The winners of this local competition are qualified to the regional challenge to compete in the Arab IoT and AI Challenge finals, which held within the activities of IEEE Global Conference on AI and IoT. As a committee, we are so proud of the organization we have made, especially the full schedule of workshops, trainings, mentoring sessions, and panel discussions we have made about IoT, AI, and different fields from 19 November to 27 November. So we choose different topics to cover on our webinars. As I said, on AI, IoT, marketing, entrepreneurships, involving international keynote speakers to cover all the judging criteria set by the organizers. So, without further ado, I would like to thank all the keynote speakers and the participants and also the jury members and our honorable guests for accepting our invitation and for helping us to make this event bigger and bigger again. Thank you, everyone.
Huge thanks to Kaushal Shabari, the chair of the IEEE NCS Studies branch. We are so delighted to introduce the honorable jury members of the Moroccan IoT and AI Challenge finals. Our first jury member, Mrs. Salima Qaisi, is a senior manager business development of at Okta. She has 15 years of international experience in the tech world, working with many companies, including Alcatel, Nokia, Microsoft, and Twitter, in different places of the world, in the Middle East, Europe, and the US. She is currently working with Okta, the leader in identity and access management, as a senior manager for business development and strategic alliances. Mrs. Salima, we would like to thank you again for taking part of this special competition. Do you want to say anything before we move on to the next jury member?
Hi, Mohammed. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for having me here. Congratulations on organizing such a wonderful event. Thank you, Professor Saidi and the organizer from the NCS student branch. So yeah, just maybe a little bit more about me. I'm Moroccan. I live in the US. It's 7:20 a.m. in the morning. So just started the day here and excited to be with you all on the IEEE side. So I think Mohammed introduced me, but just maybe a quick addition on the IEEE side. I had the chance to start the first student branch of IEEE in Morocco 18 years ago. So I'm definitely very, very excited to see that we have way more student branches today, and they are also very active, not just creating student branches, but creating very active student branches. So all the best, excited to be with you all here today, and thanks again.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Salima, for being with us today. Our next jury member is Mr. Ilyas Ben Jelloun. Mr. Ilyas Ben Jelloun is the co-founder of MTL New Tech, the largest volunteer-driven tech startup nonprofit in Canada for the last 10 years, coaching more than 1,000 startups and collaborating with large organizations and research centers along the way. He is also in charge of the open innovation strategy at Desjardins for the last 5 years. Mr. Ilyas Ben Jelloun is also in charge of co-founding programs such as Cooperation.com for impact entrepreneurs or Startup in Residence, helping startups blossom with large organizations. Mr. Ilyas Ben Jelloun was also one of our speakers in a webinar about the art of pitching. Mr. Ilyas, thank you so much for accepting our invitation, and the word is yours.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me. It's a real honor to see engineer-driven and social impact conscious entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs. And thank you very much for all your dedication and organization. A little word for all the participants. And I was delighted to see that the participants are coming from in all shape and form, all backgrounds, all level of studies. And no matter what is the outcome today, and no matter what was the outcome earlier this week, I just want you to know that the real winners at the end of the day are really the ones who are going to learn, to pivot, to iterate on their ideas, on their products, to hustle sometimes the people who are in the screen today, but also the people in your ecosystem to be able to move your projects forward. the ones who really win are the ones who continue and who learn along the way and hopefully build an ecosystem with them. So I would say good luck for everyone for pitching today, and good luck for also the ones who didn't make it to the finals and the ones who are not going to win, because truly entrepreneurship is a journey. So I wish you good luck to all.
Thank you again, Mr. Ilyas. Our third member is Mr. Walid Alawi Marani, Country Manager of Digital Communications, Director of Jembe Communications. Mr. Alawi Marani is well known by his remarkable competencies, including being an entrepreneur skilled to launch a new business from scratch, having demonstrated triple skills and strong experience in B2B marketing, having more than 10 years experience in internet, technology, and information systems, having high skills in corporate and market finance, fixed income, structured product and valuation, having international experience from France, Canada, UAE, Morocco, and Senegal, very much involved in the entrepreneurial ecosystem in the MENA region. Mr. Walid, it's a pleasure to welcome you to our local finals as a member of the jury. Thank you again for taking part of this. Do you want to say anything before we move on to the next jury member?
Well, thanks a lot, Mohammed, and I'm honored to participate in this competition as a jury member. I'd like first to thank Kautar, Jad, Hatim, and all the students for their work to make this competition. You say that all I'm an alumni of NCS, an entrepreneur, and if I'd like to say just one thing, it all starts with an idea. No matter if the idea is good or not good, if a jury member tells yes, it's a good idea or not, the most important is to start somewhere, and then it will evolve. Personally, I started from just a kind of random idea, and then it went from IT to finance to digital communication, and recently I founded a new company, Orlers Communications. We support Moroccan institutions to communicate about social transformation. The other thing is that we are lucky as engineering students, especially in information technology, because all these transformations I'm working now on with governments in Morocco or in Africa in general, digital is the main component of this transformation. So good luck to you all, and thanks again for inviting me.
Thank you once again, Mr. Walid El Alawi Mrani, for being part of the members of the jury. Our fourth jury member is Mr. Mahmoud El Hamlawi. Mr. Mahmoud El Hamlawi has a PhD in software engineering from University of Toulouse and University of Mohammed V in Rabat. He is an associate professor in the Department of Computer Science of the Engineering School of Information Technology and System Analysis in SEAS, where he teaches different topics related to software engineering. Mr. Mahmoud is also a research scientist evolving with the IMS team at the Rabat IT Center of the Mohammed V University at Rabat, and an associated researcher evolving with the SMART team at the Research Institute of Computer Science in Toulouse. Mr. Mahmoud, it's a pleasure to have you with us in this event. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation, and the word is yours.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine. First of all, I want to thank you for this invitation. And I'm glad to be part of this great event. We had a lot of, as all members of GD said before, we had a lot of projects that you have to filter and to shrink the number of products to be with us today to 7 projects. That doesn't mean that the other projects are not doing well, but that's all. The only thing that that made us chosen just 7 projects. Was some small updated or some small modification or some small improvements between one project to another. So I wish that all the projects that have been submitted are going to take over and have great success in next year. But I'm glad also to see what the other projects are preparing to us today. And as we say in Japanese, Genbaru, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mahmoud, and thank you again for being part of the jury members. Our last jury member is Mr. Zakaria Jaid. He's the co-founder and CEO of Exhibit, the market leader in mixed reality brand experiences, and previously a technology executive advisor for the SAP leadership in AR and VR. Mr. Jaid, we would like to express our thanks to you for being part of this experience. Do you have anything to add before we move to presenting the team?
Thanks a lot for inviting me. I'm calling from Berlin, Germany. I would like to say that I'm really very proud of the IEEE team and also NCS for what you are doing for Morocco and probably even for the whole North Africa Arab region. So you guys rocking, keep rocking.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zakaria. We will be now presenting the 7 teams that made it to the finals. But before that, let me again take the chance to address special thanks to all the 5 jury members and to our guests of honor. So we'll move now to the 7 finalists. We first have the team Blend Domotique from FST Tanger. The Blend Domotique project is about a smart domotic prototype for blind people based on object direction methods using voice recognition. So the second finalists are Even Peace Jr. from IAC. Their project consists of building an application based on AI in order to raise awareness among young people, especially children, about the abundance, diversity, and complexity of the environment around us, and provide them with the case to understanding how to protect the environment. The third team is Guide Me from Insam Raba. The Guide Me project consists of producing an interactive map that is used to guide visitors to any location. The principle of this map is to display in 3D the path that the visitors must follow to facilitate navigation. I will let now Mohammed present the other 3 teams.
Thank you, Shema. The 4 finalists are OmniSat, also from IAC. OmniSat is an application software startup supplying data about space objects, satellites, and debris. Its tracking and monitoring service is based on supervised machine learning and is available to satellite operators worldwide. The 5th team are Smart Irrigation from NCS. Their project, Smart Irrigation, is a smart system for automatic irrigation to lessen water loss and enhance the crops. The 6th finalists are Smart Stick for blind people from AMI. Smart Stick for blind people is a device to guide blind people based on an AI system to detect obstacles and recognize faces. I'll let you.
Thank you, Mohammed. And we have the last team. The last finalists are Social Distancing Robot from EMI. The principle of the robot is that it will follow a line that is parallel to a wait line. While passing by the line, the robot will assure the respect of distancing limits between the persons. So these were the finalists of today. Each one of the 7 teams will have a 2-minute speech to present their project and convince the jury members. After the presentation, they will have 15 minutes of questions and answers, and then we will move to another team. We wish the best of luck to the Moroccan IoT and AI Challenge finalists. So it's time to start. I will let you now with Mohammed to ask the first team to start their presentation. Thank you.
The first team that will pitch their idea on today's finals are Blind Domotic from FST Tangier. You have 2 minutes pitching. We wish you the best of luck. You can now begin your 2 minutes.
Hi everyone. Thank you. I'll share my screen. Can you see the screen, please?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, let me
Yes, we see.
Globally, the number of people visually impaired is estimated to be 285 million, of whom 39 million are blind. It is absolutely vital for people with a visual impairment to live in an organized space. This is how they learn to function without aid. However, it's hard to maintain everything organized for them. In reality, it is estimated that around 2% to 8% of blind individuals use their cane to navigate. Others rely on their guide, the dog, their partial sight, or their sighted gate. With the help of accessible technology or products and their own willpower, blind people can be independent. The blind donatic solution targets blind and visually impaired people to give them and make them totally independent. Our proposed solution is the future guide of blind population. It's their new virtual and smart eye. The blind domotic application is not only describing or detecting objects around, it is discussing with the blind and guiding him where he wants using advanced deep learning algorithms and IoT devices. This is a smart application that can recognize and analyze the person's message and give a customized answer to it, in order to make blind people feel as independent as sight ones. Our main goal is to ensure autonomy and independence. Can you hear me?
I think
Yes,
we cut off because we didn't hear the last part.
Uh, where uh, where did you didn't hear exactly?
The last 30 seconds, we didn't hear it.
Okay, I was talking about the blind domotic solution. It targets blind people to give them and make them totally independent. So our proposed solution is their future eye and future smart eyes. Our application is not only describing or detecting objects around, it is discussing with the blind and guiding them where he wants, using advanced deep learning algorithms and IoT devices. So this is a smart application that can recognize and analyze the person's message and give him a customized answer to its request in order to make blind people feel as independent as sight ones. Our main goal is to ensure autonomy and independency for blind persons and giving them much more confidence to move freely and serve themselves to do their daily.
Thank you, Ikram. Your 2 minutes have
Thank
expired.
you.
Now we're going to move to the Q&A with the jury members. I'll let them take it from here. Thank you.
I'm happy to start. So very good presentation, Ikram. Thank you very much. My first question is about the business model. What is your business model for this idea?
We are working on the business model, so we don't have actually a final business model.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question, if I may. I just wondering, seeing your projects, there is a lot of IoT concepts. For me, there will be a lot of embedded systems here. for all these sensors. I'm wondering how the final objects will look like if you had all these different sensors in the stick, for example. Because for me it will be a huge either it will be a huge stick, or I don't have a final visualization of the final product.
Okay, thank you for the question. Our goal is to make an embedded solution that will look small, using embedded system. Only the camera and the other work will be AI oriented.
Hi, I also have a question concerning the business model. In terms of like the pricing, do you have any thoughts? How much do you want to sell the solution? Also, like, are you selling the software and partnering with hardware providers, or are you selling both? This was not actually super clear for me.
Thank you. Our solution will cover the two parts. That means the prototype and the hardware part and the software part, which is based on the AI. And concerning the pricing of the business model, as I said, it's not totally completed, so we don't have a precise answer for this.
And
yes.
So, yeah, Zakaria, go ahead if you have a follow-up question.
Yes, concerning just the prototype. So you mentioned about the prototype. Do you already have a working prototype?
No, not yet.
Well, then I'll piggyback on Zakaria's question. So I have two little questions. Of course, like what you presented in theory is great and great idea, and I think it has the potential of great social impact. Now, it's a complex solution, and I have a simple question on that. What would be your simplest prototype that you can develop? If you say you have the next 5 months or 6 months to develop a prototype, what would be the simplest first step or first iteration of your prototype? Because you will have the opportunity to develop, let's say you become an entrepreneur around it, you will have to iterate a lot. So what would be your first iteration? And in the same spirit of this question, what organization or what partner do you think can be a partner for your first pilot around this solution? So like without seeing like things very big, just like the next steps as the first iteration of your prototype, and with whom would you like to do it ideally?
Okay, thank you. Concerning the first iteration of the prototype, we are looking forward to do it using a simple camera, maybe a Raspberry Pi, and it will be a tiny solution that ensure this the functionality that we are watching. The second question concerning the organization. So this is why we are here. We are looking for organizations, for something to financially help us to make the project in reality.
Can I do a follow-up question?
Yes, I just saw the question.
Yeah, so how many people are on the team to be able to bring this idea to reality, and what do you think is lacking to actually make it happen?
Okay, my team is composed of 2 master's students and 2 professors of the FSC of Tangier, and me, I'm a PhD student. What is lacking us to bring the idea to reality? Actually, we are working on this, and we look to have the correspondence material and support to bring this idea to reality in order to serve the blind persons to facilitate their task, their daily tasks.
Um,
Yes.
one more question. Why did you choose this problem? What does it mean for you?
Okay. This problem means a lot, not only for me, for all the team. It means a lot because we can't find lots of projects in this area. We found smart cities application, we found IoT application that helps normal people getting like a comfortable life, etc. But we have more interested on the blind persons because they need more attention and they need more help than the others one.
And I have one more question again from my side. Ikram, I'm not sure if I missed this one, but I'm not sure what will be the final product. Is it like glass or like a stick, or what would be in reality the hardware part of it?
Okay, the final prototype will be. Wait, I'm not really sure, but it will be just a small box that could be with the person while he's on his house, or we can fix it, for example, in his room or whatever we like. The the essential here is it will be tiny, so we can move it anywhere we want.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ikram, for this project. It's a great idea. I have a quick question about the competition. Is there any competition, any other companies that are operating in the same field? My second comment and question is that is it a service company that will use other companies' product and then you package the service, or is it a company that will create a software and hardware and then sell it to other service providers?
Okay, thank you for the question. Uh, our idea is is providing the service and the hardware. So we are looking to make the solution as a complete solution, ensuring the hardware part and the software part. This is.
Mhm. And competition? What about competition?
I'm sorry?
What about competition? Are there any other companies that operate in the same field?
I'm not sure about the answer, but generally we couldn't find like solutions for these problems in other companies. Like we couldn't find clear solutions that help this category of persons.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think there are no more questions. Thank you so much, Blind Domotic, for your pitching. The second team that will pitch their idea in today's finals are Envi Peace Junior from Ayak. You have 2 minutes pitch. We wish you the best of luck. You can now begin your 2 minutes. Do we have the invitees team from IAC with us?
Yes, I am a member of this team. Can you please wait so my teammate can share her screen?
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Mariam, share screen. Mariam, can you please share the screen?
Sorry for being late. Going to share it now. Can you see the screen?
Yes, thank you, Miriam. You have from now 2 minutes to present.
Okay.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. So I will begin by telling you two quick stories. The first is about my sister that plays useless games on her tablet, which implies no value added and misuse of innovation. And I believe it's not just the case of my sister. The second is about 7 million people that die each year because of ecological issues. Tragically, those are undeniable realities. Presently, you may ask what is the connection between these two stories. The answer is very simple. Children are the future. So to secure our current circumstance, you need to raise a child that has a better behavior towards environment and make decisions so we can build a new world. So, what do you think about an application which will use artificial intelligence, where your child will learn more about environmental issues and space processing? NVPs will provide you with the keys to understanding how to protect the environment while playing. Plus, the more your score increases, the more you will be able to travel through your application to cities and countries farther from you. And actually, when I was a child, I would like to know more about environment, but I found that so boring. So thanks to artificial intelligence, we are prepared for you a bunch of quizzes about Earth, space, and ocean, which are customized to each child and each level to put kids engaged in our application. And also, it's time to focus on the small steps that will lead us to a bigger impact for our startup, such as workshops and events to raise the kids' imagination and stimulate the shoreless sea of kids' curiosity and thirst to learn more about their planet. The business loan process, we've chosen contains different aspects, as you see, and thanks to artificial intelligence, the behavior will be improved
Thank you,
in order
Khadija.
to
The
highlight
2 minutes are. Sorry to interrupt you, but the 2 minutes are finished.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will move now to the Q&A with the jury members.
So I'll start by asking a simple question. Can you take 30 seconds to finish your presentation?
Okay.
Yeah, 30
Thank you,
seconds. Go ahead.
So, thanks to artificial intelligence, the behavior will be improved in order to highlight the fact that NVPs is for the solution. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for the presentation. Super cool project. The first question I have is like, who is creating the content, like the educational content?
So actually, we will.
Is it you or?
actually, we will build the front end of the application when we will have games and data visualization and more other parts. And for the data part, we will collaborate with Wikio, with the company Wikio, which will provide us the data that we will include in our application.
So I still did not understand exactly how it works. So is it like a platform where you have different courses, experience with games, or is it like a one product? Yeah, it's like one product, one game or one course. And also like where is the AI part in it?
Actually, it's an application when we have a lot of parts, three parts. Games when we will have we will build games using artificial intelligence, and as a gamification, we will provide to the gamer a part of data of space in order to travel around the world from their phones. We will provide data as a gamification for the gamers. Especially data, we will try to adapt to this data to the age of children. So, for example, if you try to play in our games, the you will based on your rank, a part of data will be provided to you as a gamification, and this will be based on your rank. And as more your rank is increase, as more you have access to more data.
If I may, I have another question. Look, first of all, I think this is great idea because I think you are rising let's say the next Greta Thunberg. So our little child, our niece, our other members' family, instead of using the different equipment in from different types of gaming that are going to use in some interesting gaming, like for example, how we can do trash collection, etc., like stuff like that. The only question I have in this subject is if it, as Zakaria said, first of all, you have to adapt the gameplay in according to the age of the different child. This is the first point. And second point, how you can adapt. You are using AI, but I don't know. I don't understand what is the role, the main role of AI here. You want to adapt the content of what is going to be displayed in function of the age, or in function of what the child has made has in progress.
Yeah, actually, we want to adapt our content to the age, both to the age and to the rank of the gamer.
But I don't think that artificial intelligence, you need artificial intelligence just for that. Maybe if you want to use other things, maybe, but just to adapt according to the age, I don't think that you need AI for this point.
But yes, sure, but to the rank, according to the rank of the gamer, we can adapt. We can use artificial intelligence based on the last rank of the gamer to give them the appropriate data and the appropriate gamification.
I'll just piggyback maybe on this question to kind of like try to break it down by time as well, because of course you can bring AI from like the learning of the behavior of the child, etc., etc. For you, where are you at currently with your prototype, and what are your next, let's say, 3 months? What do your next 3 months look like?
So actually, we already start by building an initial prototype using Python and Kiwi framework to build the front end of our application. But we still work on the game part to develop our games to be more attractive and more interactive.
And just a quick follow-up, and who's on your team doing each side? Because obviously, like, they seem to be kind of like complementary. And if not, are you thinking of partnering up or working with someone else? And who would that be?
In our team, we are three members. Um, Me and Hiba Bourdou. Um, she's a computer science engineer in the first year in University Mohammed VI of Civil Aviation, and we have also Mariam Shraqi in the same class. Uh, Actually, me, I work as a leader of the team. Hiba Bourdou work in the is the header of development section, application development, and Sharqi is work on building a new partnership with another company.
And I have a question, Khadija. Thank you very much and your team for this presentation. So talking about partners, I saw you have some names of partners in your business plan. Did you talk to these partners at all, or these are just targets for now?
Uh, Actually, it's just targets, but we aim to build this partnership with the society because it's really interesting and it will provide us a lot of data to make our application more interesting. Since we will take this data and will adapt it to the age of children.
Thank you.
Yeah. More actually a comment than a question. In terms of like partners, I think it would be really very interesting to also talk to schools and try to partner with schools and also like something that Ilias keeps pointing to, which is starting like focusing on the first step because like the project that you are pitching is really very complex and it's really huge. I would rather like break it to like small steps and start small. Like you don't have to think about artificial intelligence from the very beginning, but think about something first that is working. It could be just a game, one game. So that could be actually the first step. There is like tons of companies that are doing similar stuff. There is this Indian company called Byju's. You can have a look at how they are doing things and just yeah, focus on like just the first step. But that's just more a comment than a question.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Zakaria. We'll focus in that point.
I think that we have a question in the chat from Mr. Elias. It's where do you see your prototype in the next 3 to 6 months?
Okay, for the 3 next months, we aim to work in especially in the games on the games. We will develop a lot of games in order to start publish our application on App Store and Play Store, and in order to in order to provide to to those children a content that will be benefit for them.
Question about communication and marketing did you think about how you'll market your application?
For marketing of application, we have the next part of application will focus on building work and manage to manage the parts to manage the activities or of private schools of primary schools in order to build new customers.
Thank you.
And I have a question about that, Khadija. Who is your customer? Are you selling to schools? Are you selling to parents for their kids?
Our essential customer is primary schools, kids between 4 and 12 years old. Then every child can can buy our application because our goal is to provide to children environment and this content in interactive way to keep children engaged in our application. And artificial intelligence can help us a lot in this mission.
So thank you. So you're still into are the kids, right? Who is buying or paying for your application?
Um, Kids can buy our application schools in order to manage their activities such as organizing and at the same time they will buy our application in order to provide them this service.
Yeah, well, one recommendation here is in your marketing strategy, I would recommend to focus on parents, maybe, because I don't think kids between 4 and 12 will be buying the application on the App Store. So I would recommend to put a strategy about parents if you are targeting kids to get directly the application from you and not through their school.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Mrs. Salima, for this advice. We'll work on this point.
I think that we have two questions from Mr. Ilyas in the chat. The first one is, do you have or know any potential advisor?
Yes. No, sorry to interrupt you, Qatar. No, sorry, but it was Shaima. I apologize. No, because I don't see everyone on the screen. So what I want to ask you is like, it has a bunch of components. I was thinking whether you have reached out to either some experts or advisors that could be on as an advisory board or something like that around the video game itself. Like there are a few indie game developers in Morocco, for example, that you could potentially reach out to, as well as on the content side with schools or workshops that you were talking about. From where is this expertise coming, basically? Surrounding yourself with experts or advisors that could help you accelerate this process of building it.
Yes, actually, we just started to build a database.
To present your project. You can start from now. Good luck.
Thank you. Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you everyone, the jury members, the organizers of this event, and the participants. So we created our club in 2014 in Ansam Rabat. We'll present to you our project named Guide Me. Consists of creating an interactive map that is used to guide visitors by displaying in 3D the path that they need to follow. As we know, if someone wants to go to a place, so we will ask someone next, and they will ask I can find them, and he will answer him. But what if there is no person to ask? So this is a very serious problem. So we had this idea of creating a 3D map, and it's been now 1 year ago. We started by creating a 2D model of our school, which is not that great. Secondly, we spoke to an architect, and they made for us this 3D static model, which is nice, but it's not interactive, so it's not in the edge of technology, as you can say. Then we had the idea of working with a specific software, which is Unity 3D. So this is the first fruit of our project, which is a 3D model of our school in Samarabat. Here we have different buildings of the school. For example, administration, you can here you have it. For example, the office of the director of the school, and you can also change the view of the.
I'm sorry, Yusuf, your time is up. I hate to do this to
Really?
you.
I guess it's in the launch of the presentation. Can
Yeah,
I have
presentation, you already. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be fair to the other teams, though. The last team.
Okay. So I can leave this timeline so that the.
Okay, you can leave it for the Q&A. Yeah, you can leave it for the Q&A.
Okay. Okay, no problem.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem.
Could you remember to take it from here?
I love the project, especially that I'm kind of focused in the same area of human-computer interaction.
Really?
Yes, really. And I wanted to ask, like, do you use some specific type of hardware, or is it just like it can just work?
A normal camera would work. The interpretation of the movement of the hand into a mouse moving and select camera would work using AI and computer vision.
Yeah. Did you already run some kind of user tests with people in Morocco? What's the feedback?
For the moment, no, because of the COVID pandemic, we couldn't do tests like that. But we spoke to the since our first phase is focused on our school. So we spoke to the director of the school, and he expressed his big interest in the project. And yeah, we organized a meeting, and we told him all the specification of the.
Thank you, Yusuf, for your presentation. I see that here you had the time to explain the first phase. Can you guide us through the other phases, second, third, and fourth?
Okay, so for the first phase, I didn't complete it yet. We had a gesture using AI and the integration of IoT. We can see this, for example, if you have multiple buildings, and a person wants to go to an office in another building. So
the first map will guide him to the other map, which is located in the second building. And in the second building, when he comes, the first map already told the second map that this man wants to go to the office too, for example. So it will show him automatically the path to the office. So we have a mesh of different maps that are communicating between them, and yeah, and but the second phase completed project, so we can sell it to the school. The third phase is to target the Mohammed Sank University and try to negotiate with her the possibility of integrating this product in all of her schools. And the fourth, don't as we know, in Morocco, we are a very good country for tourism. I think I cleared the whole phases.
Thank you.
I have one more question. As you said, you want to tackle several institutions like schools, public tourists, etc. I don't know if there is a way to I can say to build a meta for your projects. In order to your project would be applied to several institutions without having to doing the same effort again when working with Unity.
Yeah.
Like for example, let's say can load your project is up and ready to go.
Yeah, I got your idea. We already faced this problem during making the our school, and we are doing the same thing every time. For example, the path. That is easy to use. Which this script will generate the path, so it's easy from now on to apply this to other institutions. So we don't need every time to repeat all the work.
Okay.
I think is this.
Yeah, but for me the idea is to avoid doing the work again and again and doing it from scratch, and maybe to think of a way that to do something in a meta level in order instead of doing it in a parts.
A lot of time with studies and stuff, so we are doing it with intelligence. Yeah.
On my end, like my question is more about sustainability.
Sorry, I didn't hear the last word.
Sorry, on sustainability startup or whatever you call it. In the sense that like you did great, by the way, like great presentation, great work. I see that you did. You actually have a thorough work behind it, both on the development and the presentation. So, bravo, good job on that.
Thank you.
I've seen few projects like that, and funny enough, like many come from students who go to university their first year and they're like, oh, I'm lost, and they're like, oh, I'm looking to develop this. So for the sustainability of the project itself, for whom do you think it's a real pain point, like a real pain point? And what I mean by that, have you validated who would be ready to pay? And I'm not even talking about like making a startup. I'm not talking about like paying for your labor or having a markup, but just to pay for a pilot project, for the hardware pieces, for actually getting a prototype in their hands, without thinking about scaling. Like as a first step, next 6 months again. Sorry, I bring it back to the next 6 months all the time, but you know, Paul Graham says like do things that don't scale, and I do believe in that. So for your next few months, have you found someone or an organization, whether it's a hospital, well, school, hotel, or a hospital, who would be ready to just pay for the parts?
Yeah, for the first part, as I said, we are targeting our school in Samarabat to pay for us the first prototype, and in that matter, to pay also the material that not directly in the prototype. For example, a very powerful PC that we don't have, to get the job done in quicker and with a high quality.
So, sorry to interrupt you. You know, if you ask your mom if you're handsome or smart, she will say yes. So beyond your school and friends and family, my point for you, and like this is more an advice, let's say, than a question. Have you validated with someone else than your mom, meaning your school?
We were part of a program called Paul Salim, organized by the university, which is away from our school, and their idea to make, and they worked with us in all this journey, trying to give us advices, something to add, something to abandon. So I guess Paul Salim they gave us another way of vision to our project.
Great. Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't mention a point, which is the fact of touching the screen and stuff is not good nowadays with the COVID-19. So for this reason, we moved to the gestures.
Thank you. Mrs. Salima, do you have any question?
So I saw the business plan, but I don't have a chance to read all of it, so I'm not sure if you have it there. But how do you plan on monetizing this? Are you still in the? What is the model from a business perspective?
The product, how much will it cost, for example?
Yeah, will it be subscription, upfront cost? Like, what is the model for the payment for the customer?
Okay, so the price tag of the product is a function of the surface, the area of the whole institution, and the complexity of the institution. So it's a little bit tricky to say this is the price tag of the product, because it's always variable. But since we are using basic tools, I think it will be much more cheaper than other maps.
Why will it be cheaper than other solutions?
It's much cheaper because for the moment we are not paying the la marque, as I can say in French. We are just paying the product, selling the product. So for this reason, we are not charging the customer a high price.
And do you plan on having like a monthly, yearly? What is the pack? You put there the pack, but what is the format of the pack?
The format of the pack is we have for the moment 2 packs, which is the 3D exact model of the place, and a simpler one. We can see it here. For example, in the left, we can have this. You can see my mouse, the cursor. For example, these desks, we can have them in 3D, like this one. So this is the second pack. But for the first pack, we only have this view of the desks. So this is the difference between the first and the second pack.
Got it. Thank you.
But for the moment, we are not paying a lot of attention in this matter. We are focusing on our first phase, which is making the complete prototype with the IoT integrated in it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would also like just add more like an advice than a question.
Thank you.
I think you should talk to malls and also to hotels. So just contact all these people. Like the technology that you are developing is not only used for 3D maps, but used for all kind of information like interactions. Again, in hotels, in malls, but also in other spaces. And the last point, I'm not sure if you have already done it, but just share your video, like the demo, on social media and see what people would actually comment. Probably it can open tons of opportunities. Yeah, I generally think if you focus on Morocco and you talk to 50 hotels and 30 whatever malls, you may get some first finance POC, and then you take it from there.
Thank you for the advice. The other parts like hotels and malls, and we are willing to do that. We are already made a very good looking illustration of the project, and that we will send in by emails to companies, malls, and hotels. We didn't want to share it in social media because it's a new idea, so we don't want to waste our chance to be the leader in the market. So for this reason, we are keeping it just in email to our customers, future customers.
Okay, thank you, Yusuf, and I'm sorry again for interrupting you in your presentation.
Okay.
I'll now present the fourth team. Thank you very much.
Thank you to everyone.
Thank you again to the Guide Me team from Ensam Raba. Moving now to the fourth team from IAC, who will present their OmniSat project. So do we have the OmniSat team with us? Hello? Can you please share your screen?
Yes, of course. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
How about now? Can you see it now?
Yes, we can see it. So you have 2 minutes to pitch. You can start from now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is the pitch for our startup, OmniSat. Our motto is always inform, serve, and protect the future of the space industry. Did you know that there are over 100 million pieces of space debris orbiting around the Earth? The internet, GPS, entire economies, jobs, and lives at risk. We've covered the space around our planet with millions of deadly pieces of destruction, and we've put $1 trillion infrastructure right in the dangerous zone. When a satellite operator gets a warning message about an object in a high collision with its object, state of information. However, there is a huge lake of data on space objects. A catalog information in every platform. Here is the short demonstration of our web platform and website. The website is also based on Bootstrap's framework to make it user-friendly and accessible on all platforms. Our services have been tailored on an extensive research on client needs, and also on a firm client-to-client feedback policy. We also offer on-site login and elegant user interface, as well as full-time our clients. Data catalog provided by the ESES, and our services are based on fast and innovative TLA data processing and server-side secure encryption. Our collision prediction model is based on machine learning and accurate orbital parameters, and we also offer details on objects' ground track and its operator details. Our prototype is currently open, and you can visit us by clicking on the link for our website. I'll provide you in the link below. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.
Thank you so much to the Omnisat team. We will move now to the Q&A. I will let the jury members take it from here. Thank you.
Maybe I can jump in. First of all, thanks a lot, and great that you made it really sharp on time. So congratulations. I am really super interested in space in general, and I think it's a very cool thing that you are focusing on it, being in Morocco. Very nice presentation. I have one question, which is, where do you get the data from?
Okay, so we got data from the SES, which is the largest current company on space satellites. It has over than 17 working satellites, and it's probably the service that gives your computer, your TV, and internet. So how did we get the data? We contact them on private, and they accepted to give us their data after we explained the situation. And we're currently the only startup that has that data available. And that data provides us with the TLE, which is the two-line element for every space object that's orbiting around the Earth. There are over than 18,000 objects that we currently have in catalog for the past last years. So I think that's a really, really good barrier entrance to any competition that wants to copy our work or do the same thing that we do right now.
Yeah, but just again to build on this thing, like if you were able to contact this company and just get the data, any other company can actually do the same and also get the data. Have you thought about defensibility? How would you like make yourself a bit more unique compared to the competition, to the existing and the future one?
Yes, of course. We're planning in the future on getting more data from more other partners and to make contracts with them so they'll give us exclusive data and that they won't give it to other companies. That's our plan in the future.
I have a question according to what you have said just now. So first of all, I saw your T-shirt and I saw in it that there is NASA on it. So my question is have you participated in other hackathons other than this one? That is my first question. And I have a second one depending on the answer of the first one.
Yes, I participated in the Acting Space Hackathon.
Okay, this is why I had to ask this question, because in this hackathon we made available for the different person that was participating to this event a large set of data coming from different institutes. So like Zakaria said, you are not the unique company that have this data, because they were made available for different projects like yours or other projects. So my second question then is, what have you improved from your first presentation in the NASA Hackathon Space App, and what have you done today? What you have presented to us today?
First of all, for the first question, after the hackathon is finished, I went and contacted the expert that provided us with the data, so that he can provide with other data other than the one that we have already given in the first hackathon. And the second thing that we improved upon is the machine learning model. We actually used our linear regression model so that we can take all that data that were provided by both ESES, and we also found another catalog provided by the European Space Agency on CMD, which is the convolutional message data on any collision detection orbit in low Earth orbit. We used that data to train our model and to predict the collision risk, which is something that we weren't able to do during the first hackathon because of the time limitation duration. However, we still haven't implemented it on our website, and we're currently working on using the TensorFlow, the GS framework, so we can implement it in the future.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Abdullah, thank you for the presentation. I have a question from my side about the regulation. Did you check at all what is the regulation in the space field? For example, you have customers like NASA and other in the European Union. I am not from the space area, so I don't know how it works, but do you know if these companies can work with startups like yours outside of their countries. So do you have any idea about the regulation in this area or not?
So I searched about the space regulation in Morocco, and I found out that Morocco doesn't have any space law for the moment. So we'll have to look for move forward and about more information. We already got contacted by the International Academy of Space Law that's located in Moscow after we posted our video on our social media. And they asked to partner with us and to provide us more details about the regulations, stuff like that. I haven't received more information from them since then. I think I got the emails about 3 days ago. So yeah, we're currently searching about it, but it's quite difficult to get the necessary information.
And you know, where are these companies that you're targeting? Where are they located? Are they mostly in the US, in Europe, a little bit everywhere?
Yes.
An idea?
We actually did quite a market analysis. We found out that we have about 168 clients in total, divided into satellite companies, universities that have satellite projects. Like, for example, I think the last satellite, Cube satellite, that was on France. Space agencies, like, for example, the European Space Agency and the Japanese Space Agency that was recently created in 2 years. So any company that has a satellite or that has a valuable asset in space need a service that tells them what are the current objects that are in a collision path with their assets, and also tells them about the contacts of that object. So, for example, this satellite and there is some objects be coming to that satellite, you need every bit of information on that satellite to make an ideal decision. Because even if you know that this satellite is coming in orbit, you have to make a decision. Do you take out your satellite from objects and lose operation time, which means that you lose money, and also you can risk that your satellite stays on orbit and a collision will occur, and then maybe the entire space industry will end up failing, which is a real catastrophe that I don't personally want to happen.
Thank you.
No problem.
Does Mr. Walid have any questions for the Omnisat team?
Yes, thank you, Abdullah. And my question is about the business model. This is the first question. Who are your customers, your pricing, and also what is the next step over the next 6 months? What will you do in order to make this idea a real company?
Okay, so for our plan, we have three packages based on subscription revenue. The first package is about $300. The standard package is about $400, and the premium monthly package is $600. We divided our plans depending on our market analysis, space agencies, and satellite companies. We offer for every package a set client segments. And for where we see ourselves in the current plan, we also did a milestones. We're currently at the proof of concept, and we also made a detailed plan for each step from the launch, review, prototype, funding, advertising until we reach the development phase, because we're planning on continuing to develop our products every time based on our clients' feedback and what they want from us. I hope I've answered the question.
Yeah, thank you.
And I have one more question from your side. So I read in your submission, Abdullah, that all the team members have the same title, co-founder and the owner. I think it makes sense that you're all co-founders and co-owners, but my recommendation is to define role and responsibilities. Like everyone from the team to own an area of the business besides the co-founder and co-owner title. So that's just a feedback.
Yes, thank you. Honestly, we found some sort of problem within this part because we are all colleagues. We're all from the same class. We're all computer science engineering students. So our areas of expertise are mainly on computer science and the development back end and front end of the application. So first of all, the first time that I looked at the business plan and what I had to make, honestly, I was a bit scared because I didn't understand most parts of it. So we decided to split the tasks between us. For example, Ashraf took care of the financial studies of our revenue forecast for the next 3 years. Chisam took care of the marketing plan and strategy for our platform. And I sort of did everything. Like whenever someone needed help, I just took care of it to do what needed to be done. But as our company expands and we are hoping we can help from experts from an improvement on the model that we already created, and then we hope to divide the test between us accordingly, like we said.
Sounds good. And just the feedback, team management could be harder than space. So I think it's a good, you said it was a challenge, it's normal, but I think focusing on getting better at to work as a team, as I said, is maybe more complicated than managing data from space. So focusing on this area of building your team and your project is as important as the product itself. So
Yes.
that.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah. Ilyas, you have a question? Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, sorry. I was just like piggybacking on that part because I was like literally going to say the same thing around the team. Well, one, congrats on the presentation and the content and form. I think it's pretty rare to have a bunch of geeks geeking out on data and space, making something such nice eye candy, as well as going adjacent to your core skill sets to learn more about like the financial aspects, etc. So that, congrats, honestly, that it takes a lot. So I think what Salima was saying is that like you should still clarify your titles, like as you were saying, like the marketing, business modeling, development, etc., etc. So even though you all have the same background, like still like you should have different titles, at least for the presentation itself. But that brings also the team complementarities, and for you to go from hackathon to actually a business, it takes a conversion at some point. The numbers don't necessarily make sense, and honestly, I don't care about numbers at such an early stage. Like you would say $10 or like $10 million, I don't care really. But what are your next steps now, like around building your team, around finding your first partners, actually getting a on-the-field experience? I'm not sure yet about where you're heading. And are you open to expand your team?
Yes, actually, we're open to expanding our team, and for now, I actually started contacting other companies. I already talked to two so far, which is Albata Space Orbital, and also on Open Cosmos. I'm actually part of Open Cosmos Space Generation Advisory Council, so it was easy for me to contact the company to security supervising our activities. I presented the idea to them, and they were really excited about it. Actually, they gave us some feedback on the platform as a whole, like things that we need to improve upon, like the user interface. And also, they really suggested that we go on with the prediction model, which is what we did. We tried to work more on the machine learning part because they said that the current companies, which are our competitors, ULabs, AGI, Australia, aren't using those models. They are relying on the models that were created by NASA and NORAD back in 2011, I guess. So if we manage to finish the prediction model, that will be a huge competitive advantage that we need to work on. And we're planning to launch by the second day of January, I guess. That's the date that we decided on after we finish working on fixing the platform. And then we're planning on giving trials, contacting each and every client individually, because as I said, there are only 168 clients, and we can contact them phone by phone, email each individual university, each individual space agencies. And then we'll continue working on the prototype and seek fundings from different agencies to fund the stuff that we need funding from, like for example, the servers and the equipment, and raising awareness about the importance of conversing and protecting the space industry. Everyone knows about the danger of polluting water. Everyone knows about the danger of polluting the air and the forest, but no one knows that the most dangerous and the most environment that's endangered right now is the space environment. Literally, if we end up with more than 3 satellite collisions this year, we might end up stopping every space exploration project. We might end up losing our internet access. We might end up losing GPS. We might end up losing life as we know it right now. And honestly, as a geek myself and a space lover myself, once I found out that there is this possibility that 10 years you won't be able to have that Mars colony dream, I was really devastated, and I said that I have to do something. And when the Acting Space Hackathon came through, I started contacting every one of my classmates, and I told them that this is a project that we can make a difference in the world right here, right now. And yeah, I managed to convince my teammates, and I really, really love the work that they did, and I'm proud of what we realized.
Thank you so much. It's 15 minutes. So huge thanks to Omnisat from IAC and to the members of the jury. We will move now to the fifth team. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again. Moving now to the fifth team from NCS, who will present their smart irrigation project. Let me remind you again that you have exactly 2 minutes to pitch your project. You can start from now. Good luck.
Hello everyone, thank you. I don't know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, thank you. So knowing that around 80% to 90% water is used in agriculture field, this is challenging in front of the countries to reduce the farm water consumption and provide fresh and healthy food. Today, automation is one of the important tools in human life. Our system is not only provides comfort, achieving great results when it comes to lessen water loss and improving the crops. About the problem, the irrigation is crop health because some crops are too sensitive to water content in soil. So about the solution, this project presents a technology-based smart system to predict the irrigation patterns using machine learning algorithms based on crops and weather scenarios. About our team, as a future engineers with programming, embedded systems, and IoT skills, we believe that we are qualified to come up with this project. Line of our project, providing a conception and a modelization of our product. And transmit the data to the cloud, and as a last step, display the results on the website. Tools and technologies used, LoRaWAN, Arduino, and Raspberry Pi, and then the cloud servers. Thank you, and your questions are welcome.
And I'm happy to start this time. So thank you very much, Amina and the team for the presentation. I have a question related to something based on your submission, which is you put some KPIs there. You said that your solution will help reduce water use by 30%, labor by 50%. So just curious, how did you come up with this KPI? What did you do as a analysis to come up with these numbers?
Actually, those numbers have been are based. I contact in this field.
So you didn't do like some tests yourself or a questionnaire or that?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Thank you for the clarification.
Maybe I can jump in. So I actually saw the demo of your solution, but I still did not understand like what value does it bring exactly. So you have different things, and then there was this results. So what are the results, and how is it even like what kind of technologies are you using? Are you using some kind of sensors? And how do you collect this data? What do you show as results? What can I see as a user of your platform?
Yes, thank you. As a result shown in our in the website, we have the data collected from the sensors. We're gonna use some sensors like the temperature sensors, soil moisture sensors, and we understand that the agriculture need to have this data in real time, to have like daily data from the weather, the moisture and the soil. So we're gonna try to transmit this data from the sensors to the website to be accessible for the agriculture. And about what's new with our project, we are using machine learning algorithms to predict irrigation patterns based on soil moisture, and we already talked about using supervised learning techniques like SVR for the estimation.
Also, like there was this, I think, pricing that you came up with, which is 99 dirhams per month. How did you come up with this number?
As I told Madam Salima before, I had a discussion with an agriculture and an engineer in this field, and I just make some prediction of the estimation of the price of the time that we're gonna need, and the that we can give to the crops, you know. I hope I answered to your question. Those numbers was based on a discussion between me and agriculturists and engineer in this field.
I have some other questions. Like for example, I understand that for example when you say that 20%, 30, and 50% that you have you are going to avoid using like not using well the water for this kind of estimation. I understand that you can have the talk and you can get some feedback from others in other fields. But for example, in how much the device will cost, for this it depends on how you will implement it. What are the different sensors you're gonna need? What are the type of device that we can get information? The server in which you intend to put data, it is a cloud server. It is your cloud server. The customer need to pay for a cloud server. Those are different questions that arise before trying to give some specific price to the product.
Yes, exactly. I agree with you. This just because we are in the first steps on our project, we just try to come up with some estimation. Then we're gonna improve it, of course, in next steps.
But if you want, we have presented like the same idea last year in the EEE region 8, and we got the irrigation system and qualified to present it in Stockholm in the following year. So if this idea it interests you, you can join an existing team if you want, and just like for example in estimation of the price of the product, so that you have constructed, we have estimated at $50 for the products, just to show you that there is.
Yes.
Because there will be like a Raspberry or Arduino system in each device and different sensors, so it will cost more than having than gathering some sensors and putting them in different region of your soils or of your plants.
So yes, I agree that I'm not yet sure about the price. Yes. And we will look for that later with our supervisor and with my team, like, and the team that you tell me about the last year. We're gonna try to contact them to to ask them about more information for this project.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for the information.
Welcome.
Absolutely, Amina. You're right in a way. Like at such an early stage, pricing, etc., shouldn't be like a. Well, it's always good to see the business mindset and like you're considering pricing, but it doesn't really matter. Like it's about the value that you're providing, and if actually what you are hoping to achieve, you're able to achieve it, you will be able to price it at whatever price is related to the value you're providing, and it's fine. You'll be able to validate it. I have a question more on the execution now on the next couple months. As Mahmoud highlighted earlier, there are other teams who are exploring this. This is a huge field. I'm sure like between the different phosphate industry-driven countries. I don't know, I've heard about one that is kind of like a leading country there, and they have like few organizations related to that. Do you have any contacts there? Are you exploring some partnerships, etc.? And like, what do you see yourself doing in the next few months to be able to achieve that moving forward? Prototyping and piloting level. I don't really care about the business side. At this level, I don't care about that. Functioning prototype, etc.
Yes, thank you. We are, as I said before, we are in contact with our supervisor, Mr. Omar El Kadmiri, to test our project. So yeah, we are looking forward to do that in next steps.
And I have more of a feedback from my side, Amina and the team. I think at the ideation stage, it's very, my advice is to try to come up with sources for the numbers. I think we asked a few times and the answer was mainly discussion with some other people. My advice for you for this project and beyond is to do some market analysis, use industry reports, research studies, questionnaires, and I think it gives more credibility to the numbers and to the idea. So that's just a feedback again and the recommendation for this project and futures one. You know, if you work on other things, so that's my advice. Reliable sources.
Yes, thank you. I just want to mention that we wanted to do that, but because of the pandemic, it's quite difficult to travel for collecting some relevant data, as you said. But we think about that to do that. Inshallah.
Inshallah. Are you connected with UM6P, Agri Edge, and other agriculture initiatives?
Actually, no.
So you should honestly, yes, the numbers are really key, but I would definitely advise you to see what is happening in the market, a bit like what Salima is saying, like what's going on in the market, what are the different players, what are the current pilots. And Morocco is a very strong player and wants to become a strong player in Africa in this field. I'm no expert, but I had a variety of discussions with people at a variety of levels in Morocco regarding agriculture, and they are investing in this. UM6P has developed a platform or is aiming to develop a platform leveraging AI for agriculture and data science. And if you're serious about this, you should definitely connect with them.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Mr. Walid, do you have any questions?
Yeah, just a last comment and question to build on Ilyas's comment. It's important to know what's happening in the market. And my question is, did you go for a competition analysis? And I'm not an expert in the field, but I see your solution as kind of general solution. There are maybe tens of similar solutions. Did you think about focusing on a niche within this ecosystem of solutions?
Okay. As a solution, are using machine learning for the prediction, and I don't think that there is other solution that give the same proposition of using. We are also aim to use some personal database, like to train this product in the local area, like the data collected from the sensors will be personalized for this local area. If you can see what I mean, like the algorithm will be trained during 1 year with the data collected from the sensors of the. So it's gonna be personalized for this agriculture. We are not aiming to use like general data other areas.
All right. Thank you, Amina.
Yeah, you are welcome. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Are there any other questions?
Yeah, if I may, Amina, that's wonderful that you're aiming for this challenge, and that's wonderful that you are a woman leading this challenge. It's always a pleasure to see diversity in this field, especially more technical ones. Really excited to see that. That's great. If I may, I have a little comment on your like like your professor and supervisor is one thing. Being on the field is another thing, and what's happening in your mind and team and thinking about what can be potential, what is existing is another one. What Salima highlighted earlier, and again right now I think with Walid, around like what is your market competition, what is happening on the field, and your answers come over and over, basically saying, "Oh, I see there isn't. Oh, we are unique because of that." An easier way to convince me, if I was an investor or if I wanted to help you, it would be to say, we check the market. Those are like three competitors doing this and that, and this is how we are differentiating. But so far, you haven't said one name of one company doing that. And trust me, in 7 billion people world, there are companies doing that. So my advice for you is really to sit down, Google this, and not necessarily just talk about with your supervisor, but talk about with incubators, accelerators, and other people in the field, and not necessarily in Morocco itself. So that's kind of like a little piece of advice, so that you show yourself that you're more often and that you have checked on the field what's happened. Maybe I'm completely wrong and you have done these studies, but if you have done them, please show them. Show that you did a market competition, show that you found startups doing something similar, but you're still differentiating with your idea.
Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you. About the benchmarking, yes, we did it. We did the benchmarking and we come up with using like machine learning as a innovative things in the smart irrigation.
Well, trust me, machine learning is used. Like anyway, I'll stop here.
Yeah.
I definitely advise you and invite you to find 10 startups using machine learning in irrigation. And I definitely advise you, and I'm sure you can find 10 startups around the world doing that. And then from there, as I think Walid highlighted, finding your own niche. But right now, I'm not in the field, but I'm sure if I Google for 30 minutes, I will find 10 startups doing that in the field.
Thank you, Mr. Elias. Time is up. It's already 15 minutes. I think I'm going to give Shin the word to present the sixth team.
We will be moving now to the sixth team from Amy, who will present their project, Smart Stick for Blind People. Let me remind you that you'll have exactly 2 minutes to pitch your project. You can start now, and we wish you a very good luck. Do we have the team Smart Stick for Blind People? Okay. Okay, you can start your pitching from now.
Your microphone is muted.
Yes, please activate your microphone.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, we can hear you right now. You can start.
Just forgive us because my colleague has some networking issues. She will join in a few seconds. Thank you.
Okay, we will wait a few seconds for the smart stick for blind people team. To not waste so much time, I think that we'll move to the last team and we'll go back to this team after that.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. So, Mohammed, will present the last team.
Okay, the last team, our final team, is from MI with their social distancing robots project. Just like the other teams, you'll have exactly 2 minutes to pitch the concepts of your project, and you can start now. Good luck.
Distancing have to protect each other and to have space between us. So we have to minimize the contact between people to increase the effective close transmission of infectious virus and death lead us to our robot, a social distancing robot. As this one shows, it has for width and it occupied with a camera and ultrasound. So our robot is essentially for the service area, administration, banks, and etc. So in this area we know, and also market. In this area we know that all the people their needs and to work with to work and etc. So this project is a robot that go up and down to prevent contact with people, and also with its camera, it's controlling the distance between them, and also it take image for them and restore it to its database to if there is a contact between them to have our database ready for it, and also he gives advertisement to who doesn't respect that role. And it how we show its path is parallel.
Okay, thank you, Abdurrahim. Your 2 minutes are up. Sorry for interrupting you. We're going to move now to the Q&A. Sorry.
Thank you.
If I may, hopefully we are not now like in the situation I presented in the pictures in your slides. So things are getting better and better for the organization. But my question is, after the COVID, what will be the purpose of your robots? Are we going to use them for some other purpose, or just are going to put them away and let them?
Yes, for this issue, we have discussed it as a team, and we come up with that robot is just as a start, because goal is to have a database of people, also its security, and also we can use it in if flu seasons, that you know at the flu seasons also, and by this robot, it's just a robot to be capable of transporting it. And we have the idea that we will get him a cameras, installed cameras in the area, to get us the face people to the base, to have, for example, if we need such a face, if he visits our society or the we don't search him as the base of the video. We can just by a click to know where the time that he came to our place.
So if I understand well, the main idea of the main objective of your project is the robots, not what you put in it, not the software, is the hardware, is the robots in itself.
As I mentioned, the robot itself is between people.
Okay, but for me, if it is robot, it is the main.
The accident that happened in New York at the marathon, when that bomb back to all the video again, and to see who put it in this place. Actually, you can just by faces. If you have the face of the person, you can detect in what time he visited that place, and we can use it. I think that responds to your question.
I was confused in the beginning. I thought you're exchanging data between companies, but now I think the way you explained it, you're just giving access to the customer, the data just to the customer, not to other customers. So I think you explained a little bit. You clarified, what I asked about. Thank you very much.
And the access to data, as I mentioned, is not for the one who is the guard, the security man, and the police if there is an issue. Yeah, that means our data is clear.
Thank you.
How you actually in building your prototype?
By development, I mean, as a start, you cannot just come in and install cameras. As a first step, he can work in everywhere. Just put it there, make him the line, and he will pull it up and down, and he will make sure the distance. And this at this time, I'm talking the coronavirus time. He will make sure that the distance is respected. There is no body contact, and also he will ensure us to the simplicity of the task. Also the time, he will be a time saver for people, just to not have chaotic there. There will be an order.
Yeah. Yes. I just have a couple of comments here. Well, the first thing is about the positioning of your business. I feel that you are a bit. Is it hardware? Is it software? I see that you are talking about hardware and software. Maybe you should to choose between hardware, software. What is your business doing?
That's
Position.
hold no. And to treat this data data, we need such a sorry, I lost focus. Okay, this is illustrated for sure.
Go ahead, Rahim, go.
Well, I will start up again. The collaboration of software and hardware is a thing that we cannot avoid. There is always this combination between them. The face recognition is the heart of our project. The face recognition and also the distance calculation. It's the heart of our project at all. And we cannot just avoid one of them. It's not possible.
Okay, thank you.
I'll just jump in here after your answer to Walid here. Um, he's actually like Walid is really right. You have to focus in the sense that like your team is not. Hold on. 1 minute, 1 minute. There are companies that have a team of 5,000 people working for them, and they still have an expertise and they still have a focus. So the advice here, and especially on the short term, like on the long term, you're right, Abderrahim. But on the short term, you have to see like how are you going to start? Because if you say, oh, I'm going to start on the hardware, on the software, on the data governance and data access and data, like there are startups that are just related to data governance or data security. So on your end, especially for the pilot, is potentially to say, you know what,
To have the opportunity to organize this challenge. As you all know, the Internet of Things and the artificial intelligence are the next evolution that will dramatically change the existing industries. And it's through organizing IoT and AI challenges in Morocco and in the Arab countries that we will encourage the young professionals and students to present their innovative ideas and take the opportunity to benefit from training programs and workshops from IoT and AI professionals, and even take the chance to be the next Moroccan IoT and AI winners and compete in the regional finals with winners from all over the Arab world. Again, my sincere thanks to anyone who participated and supported the Morocco IoT and AI Challenge, and to all the special guests that we had the opportunity to invite in our webinars. We've achieved so much and gained a lot by organizing this event. The Morocco IoT and AI Challenge came to its end, but it doesn't really stop here because we are looking forward to the announcements of the Morocco IoT and AI Challenge winners. Thank you so much. I will give now the word to Mohammed.
Thank you, Shayla. I would like to inform you that the announcement of the results will take place on Wednesday, December the 2nd. We'll be announcing the winners by emails and through our social media, so make sure to follow us there. And don't miss it. Thank you very much. So the chair, take it from here if she has anything to say, to add.
Yes, thank you so much, Shima and Mohammed, for animating this the finals of Morocco IoT and AI Challenge. Also, huge thanks for all the participants for their projects and pitching. I would like also to thank all the members of jury and also our honorable guests. Thank you so much for being part of this event and for making it happen. So as you all know, we are still students, and I hope it was a good organization for us. So thank you so much. So for the member of jury and our honorable guests, do you want to say the last word?
Thank you very much. Very good organization.
Likewise, well, congratulations to all of you and managing all the teams, the organization, as well as very late night work. It was impressive. Great organization with some little last minute changes or additions to increase the quality of the teams as well as increase their experience. That's great, as well as managing all the time zones. I see that whether the jury member or the experts were coming from all around the world. So congratulations on that. And again, like what I said at the beginning, and I really believe it, for entrepreneurs to be successful, it's one, to listen to advice, to make your own path, of course, but like to listen and to be open into change. Second, to build a great team, and third, to go beyond those contests, etc. But like to learn through it, to pivot, and to continue going. So I really hope that with actions such as yourselves and all the organizing committee, as well as all the aspiring entrepreneurs, that they can work towards making that beyond just a prototype or an idea, but actually a business to have an impact on Africa and beyond.
And from my side too, thank you very much, everyone, the participants, the organizers, the great organization, great coordination, great communication. So thank you for facilitating our participation here, and wishing everyone all the best.
Also, from my side, I want to thank all the organizer of this event. I want to say to the different entrepreneurs in fact, to be like the water. If you found some difficulties, don't go like mountains, for example. Try to go around and in a smooth way and found other solution. There always exists some solution in some way. Thank you.
And for my part, thank you. Thanks a lot for the organizing team. It's a lot of work. It seems it's simple. It's just a hangout, but it's not just a hangout, and it requires a lot of work. So thank you for all this. And for entrepreneurs, I'd like just to say keep going. And in addition of what Elias said, please focus on something that you can be where you can be the best. And I think this is key for entrepreneurs. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your feedbacks, and yeah, I think we will end this this live here. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
and
you.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.